meeting. We'll start with a pledge and a moment of silence. Pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we have the roll call, please.
Terry Reed.
Here.
Chad Melinder. He's absent. Bill Niemeyer.
Here.
Ryan Hartley.
Here.
Ethan May.
Here. I will add, Chad did send his regrets, so he is absent and made us aware of that. We are moving on to claims and looking for approval of APVs number 27843 through 27879.
Well, in Chad's honor,
You can continue. I'm going to go grab an agenda.
I will make, well, I have an extra one, I think.
Yeah. That's that day. All together.
I apologize.
No, that's,
No.
He's just kidding.
nope, I have two agendas from the redevelopment commission. I'm
Just
sorry.
need exercise, don't you?
Jason, thank you.
No, I have three from the
Sorry
redevelopment
for that
commission.
oversight.
Oh, it's all good. No big deal. I should have grabbed one when I walked in.
So in Chad's absence and in his honor, I will make a motion to approve APVs 27843 through 27879 as presented in our backup materials.
I second.
Thank you, Bill, for making the motion. Terry for seconding it. Any discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Now we're looking for a motion of to adopt the minutes from our council meeting on May 21st.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Last meeting, we had a lengthy discussion about the North Street drainage, and it didn't make the minutes, and so you can make a motion to approve with the addition of that discussion.
Okay. You can make a motion
I'll make a motion
to approve the minutes
to approve
With-
the minutes with
the adding of.
the adding of the drainage on North Street issue.
I'll second that motion.
For purpose of discussion, is there any issue with adding those to the minutes
No, we'll
when
get
you go
it
back and
added.
look at it?
I'll probably have you sign this copy, and we'll make a handwritten note in here, and then we'll do the minutes, and we can either re-sign it, or I can add it as a separate page to the minutes as signed. How do you want to do
Why don't we approve it with that as an addendum? That way you can just add it to the end.
that? Perfect.
Okay. Are you okay with that change in your motion?
Totally.
All right. Are you okay with that? Perfect. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. All right. We create space for public comments about items on the agenda. We limit that to 3 minutes. And so if you have any specific comments you would like to make on anything on the agenda prior to us having conversations up here about it, this would be the time to do so. Going once. Okay, none. The only item under old business is animal ordinance, and Bill provided us with a red-lined copy of some adjustments that he had put together.
I apologize that this was sent out not earlier than it was sent out, but just for explanation, anywhere within the ordinance that it referenced the phrase birds of prey, now having been educated and learning that only the Indiana DNR can regulate falconry and eagles and any other birds, I just deleted any reference to birds of prey. And our definition of dangerous, has been, the focus point of a lot of criticism. And if you go back a little bit deeper in definitions, we do have a definition of vicious animals, which I'm sure that a dangerous animal is also a vicious animal, but I think that the definition of vicious animal is sufficient. So I deleted the whole definition of dangerous animal. And then, and this is only for discussion purposes, when we get into the most controversial section, I know there was some discussion previously about trying to come up with a number limit, and there was a lot of input regarding that. I just deleted that concept completely. Those are the main. Oh, and one other change, because a lot of the input was let a landlord and a tenant deal with whether they can have animals or pets or what they can have within an apartment or a multifamily dwelling. So I deleted that section. And because the ordinance, I don't know the exact date, but there were many references to his this and his that. Anywhere that was, I replaced it with their. Not trying to be too politically
Counselor
correct.
Newmeyer, I believe there is maybe in the index of the Code of Ordinances that highlights that any reference to his or him is not for the
Gender specific.
identification of gender specific. It's more of just a general term, so to speak, just for ease of clarification.
Well-
We can certainly make that change if that's what you'd like
and
to do. But
I did in what I circulated, and I didn't catch any reference where it said, hey, we're saying his and that means everybody. So again, I just replaced it with the word there or they, because then you don't even need that explanation. You can be whoever you want to be and still not violate the ordinance.
There you go.
So those were the changes. And again, I really apologize that this wasn't distributed with more time, but if nothing else, maybe it's something to help
Well,
some progress.
I would like to recommend that we table this till our next meeting and give us some time to kind of look through this. Are you guys okay with that?
I'm okay with that. We did, I appreciate you working on it, Bill. We did get it late and I would like to read over a little bit more, but,
Absolutely.
we're making progress on it, so.
Okay. So we'll table the animal ordinance discussion to our next meeting, which puts us to new business. Terry, do you want to talk about the architectural committee?
No, but Zach will.
I can certainly do that. In my communication with Councilor Reed, we kind of discussed what the makeup would be and how the reporting structure would look like. And I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I envision this as a committee that reports to the Planning Commission. If you are going to create a committee that reports to the Planning Commission, it is a amendment to the zoning ordinance, the town zoning ordinance. So there is a process that we're going to have to go through to amend the zoning ordinance. That is set out in 3674-600 of the Indiana Code. That requires that either the Planning Commission or the Town Council can make a recommendation that the zoning ordinance be amended. So, but if you all want to discuss kind of how you want to lay out the architectural committee or architectural review board, as it is called sometimes, we can prepare a resolution for the next Town Council meeting that refers the creation of a architectural review board to the Planning Commission. At that time, the Plan Commission will notice a public hearing and vote on that, and they can send their approval or disapproval back to the Town Council, and at that time you can amend the zoning ordinance.
So what, do we need to make that recommendation tonight?
You don't need to tonight. What we'll do at
The
next
recommendation, the resolution?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
with
it'd
you.
be an official resolution.
We
So,
don't have to recommend a resolution.
no,
We just resolution a recommendation.
correct.
Got it.
So I can um, have email communications with you all up until the next town council meeting, and we can decide kind of what we want that architectural review board or committee to look like, and we will set all that out in the recommendation to the planning commission.
Just for purposes of clarification, is there any objection to calling it an architectural review committee? Is that
ARC,
architectural?
Architectural Review Committee.
ARC,
ARC.
ARC.
Yes, ARC.
I'm fine with that.
At least that, I mean, we won't be confused by calling it a board or a group or whatever. It's the ARC.
I like it.
Gotta like ARC.
Yes.
Terry, do you have an idea of how you would recommend this being structured? I mean, Zach will, but sending emails back and forth. Like, do you have an idea of what you want it to look like?
Who should be on it?
I do.
You want to share that?
I don't.
In researching other
Yeah.
towns and municipalities, most of the time they're 3 to 5 member board appointed by the town council. Often they have someone with an architectural background, design background, something of that nature.
And I think when I brought this up last time, I was just going off of Seymour's, how they had done that, and they included their mayor and an architectural design person and someone from the community, just like Zach was saying, a mix of people. And I would be more willing to speak with this, but I was not quite prepared. Well, Zach and I were,
Colorado.
I know, I just flew in. So, but I was talking to Zach, and so I kind of tabled that
Okay.
and had fun for the last 4 days.
I like where it's headed.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, then, do you want to talk about the town cleanup day?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. So in front of you, this is totally not a flyer that I would put out. I just was working on it, and I didn't have access to a printer. But it just kind of give you an idea. I did talk to the Best Way Disposal. Ethan, I think you recommended them. Didn't you?
Yep.
They're very nice, and I mean, he's willing to work. He said usually when municipalities do something like this, it becomes an annual event, and so he likes to get us on his calendar, and very reasonable, $300 per dumpster, and it's a 40-yard dumpster. He had dates available June 28th and July 12th. I thought July 12th would give us more time to
Yeah.
prepare. This price includes delivery and pickup. He'll deliver they don't work on weekends, so he'll deliver on Friday, pick up on the following Monday. The only problem I see there is that's where Chief Ely's group comes in, that maybe just monitor so people don't see a dumpster and go, oh, let's just throw. But then if you see here, we'll have volunteers, and they'll have to verify their address to come in and dump their goods. He suggested usually small communities of our size uses 2 to 6 dumpsters, and he did say that for it's $65 if it's over a ton per dumpster weight, which is still $365. If you go to the next page, nobody came close to that price. Everybody was way higher.
Awesome. Great work.
Thank you.
Do we have any sponsors lined up at all at this point?
Yes, MS Consulting was willing to give like 10% toward this.
Great. Do you
But
have
that's all I
a
have.
do you have a generic budget if you go with the Best Way proposal? Do you have a generic budget? So $2,000.
Well, Yvonne had talked to, well, Nyla about the,
Now I had called into the MS4 contact TD, her last name. And they said that they couldn't really sponsor it, because they do all recycling events. It's all about recycling
Yeah.
for the solid waste, MS4 people. And I'm kind of speaking out of school because I'm not 100% familiar with all the right terminology on that. But they said they do the recycling of tires, electronics, and kind of stuff, sponsor it, but not necessarily general trash, if you will. But they did think that if we can give it and this was the engineering company that helps us with the MS4 stuff, spoke up and said, hey, if you can give it a spin in your advertising and whatever, that alludes to the fact that, hey, we're trying to keep stuff out of the creeks and the water, general waterways,
oh, we can do that.
then we can use some MS4 type money, so some stormwater funds. But I think too that we can put some wastewater money towards it. I just don't think that $2,000 funding is gonna be a problem.
Perfect. Terry, you want to make a motion that we approve this?
I make a motion that we approve the community cleanup day for, what, July 12th?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
I will also volunteer. I have a small 5x8 utility trailer and a couple of young sons that I'm sure I can elicit some help from. That if there's a way for somebody to call in and say, I have a refrigerator or a stove or something heavy that needs to be picked up that they're not able to bring to wherever the dumpsters are located, if they call and give details,
Oh, that'd be great. Yes.
we'll do that.
Because we want to coordinate that as well.
And if possible, I know Ryan had mentioned before, if possible, they at least need to get it out of the house. We don't want to go into anybody's
Right.
house.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say for liability reasons,
Yeah,
at least just require them to have it outside.
most people don't want it in their house, and I accept that. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get that all.
But yeah,
Detailed.
you can write me down as a transport group.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And for employees and their equipment. What I put in front of you, this locations to dispose of waste. You can take just about anything to these locations. Because I've done that, you have to wait in a long line. This is just muddying up this whole thing. If somebody would bring buckets of paint or something, which is not allowed by
Like
Best
says
Way.
not, yeah.
We could, well, I would be willing to take that stuff on a Saturday, wait in line for an hour to dispose of it at one of these locations.
At these locations,
And
do
this
you
is
have to
free.
be like a resident of Marion County?
No, I've been to two of these three.
You haven't caught her yet.
No?
Okay.
The only thing I 100%. I think it would be helpful if we include a first come first serve kind of, because if they can't exchange dumpsters, then we may get filled, and we just need to communicate on this flyer. First come first serve. If we don't have room for you, we don't have room for you. So we want to make sure that it's not completely open. It's only open until the dumpsters are full.
True.
Which brings up, how many dumpsters do you think we should?
4.
Okay.
It's between 2 and 6.
There you go.
I think if we do 4 dumpsters and we can budget $2,000 for it, try to get as many sponsors as we can to support it. Even if we budget if we budget $2,000, we could probably find some way to acknowledge those sponsors in some capacity.
True. I did have this. They did recommend they'd need a bucket truck. We would need a bucket truck on site to assist with some of the loading. But the 40-yard dumpsters do have swinging back doors.
Yep.
Do you think reaching out to the schools, you have some contacts with the schools, do you think any of the sports teams would be willing to lend some muscle at the site, not necessarily go to people's houses, but maybe just at the site in different intervals of time slots, and maybe earn some hours and do some community outreach to contribute some help on that?
Yeah.
day?
Well, whether it's National Honor Society football team or what, I'd rather the football team. But I'm sure we can reach out to see if,
Smart kids are strong too.
I'm not saying they're not. Summer PE, that's a thing.
That's the thing.
I think that's a good idea. Boy Scouts, Cub Scout troops, those type of things
Yeah.
would be a good partner with it. All right, the motion is to approve a community cleanup day on July 12th at the North Wastewater Plant, right?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None? Thank you. Any legal updates?
No, sir.
No recommendations. Jim's not here. Steve?
I haven't spoken much at the last two, so I guess I'll just give you a rundown on what we've been doing around town. Jake has turned out to be a great employee. We've been getting a lot of stuff done. We got all the signs swapped out on Walnut Street, and they were just been graffitied, whatever. I've been wanting to do that for a year or two, but they're all brand new signs now. We did some concrete repairs around town hall today. Got the clock out front sanded down, and he got that painted. And he's just been a good employee.
Good.
I see him all over town.
What's that?
I see him all over town.
Yeah. He's always wanted to know, hey, what else you got? So that's a good thing. The other thing that Ethan came in and signed the other day, there are some roads that we're going to be accepted into our inventory this year. It would be Copperstone, that entire subdivision is going to be, we're going to take all their roads, all their maintenance bonds it's going to be an 8-inch snow. It's really going to be fun. But the Copperstone subdivision roads, and also I believe it's Roy Wilson Drive and Leon Lane over on the Elmwood Park. So those will be added, and they come out to a little over 3 miles of added roads to put down. That's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Steve? Chief? Okay. Yvonne?
I have some things that I've been saying I'm working on or will be working on that are still not finished yet. That's the salary ordinance and the employee handbook. I've identified what needs updated. I just don't seem to have the hours in the day, every day to get things done. So, still working towards that. Just wanted to let you know that that's not forgotten.
Appreciate it. Any questions for departments at all? We do open up public comments on any subject, topic, anything that you would like to discuss. So if there's anything that you would like to bring before us, this would be the time to do so. We just invite you to step to the podium and share your name and address or organization that you're representing, and go from there. That moves it to you, Ryan. Council comments.
Well, ironically, I came earlier to be at the RDC meeting and got stopped by a train and was a couple minutes late. That being said, the bridge was paved yesterday, and pending a inspection tomorrow morning, Bridge 120 will be opened up tomorrow. So big step there. I know there's a 6 West closure going on. Working with Julie Lucas on a new detour for Summerfest. That's been submitted to NDOT already, the new detour route. And I think that's about it.
All right. I'd let you all know we scheduled an administrative session on June 25th at 6 o'clock. That's a Saturday, or for Wednesday, sorry. We're going to make that an executive session. And so we'll put the appropriate notices out for an executive session, same time, same location. It's just going to transition from an administrative session to an executive session. Council chat is this Friday, and I believe, Ryan, you're still on.
I am. Yeah, I'll be there 8 o'clock in Hungary. And I do have one more thing to add. I do wish Chad Mullender a speedy recovery from his pontoon boating accident.
Our wishes are with Chad.
Yep.
But council chat 8 a.m. this Friday at Tia's for anybody who would like to join us. Want to celebrate the continued success of New Pal's softball team. They're cruising along tournament time and will find their way to the state championship, I am sure. And then finally, go Pacers. That's all I have.
The baseball team's doing
Is the baseball team?
Yeah,
I just see
baseball
more.
team's doing well too.
Go baseball team. Go Pacers.
Go Pacers.
Chad? No. Okay. Bill?
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs.
Nothing else. Thank you.
Terry, what sports team would you like to root for tonight?
Pacers.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
went last week. It was fun. So for the June 18th agenda for the next council meeting, could you put on there to address the progress of the North Street drainage issue? Yet another house has a dumpster in front of it, and they're pulling stuff out of their basement. Because it's really an issue, and so I was hoping that we would have something in motion by this week, but definitely for next agenda. Belated birthday wishes to Chad. I think we all wished him happy birthday yesterday, and was going to get him a cake for today, but I was able to save money
There you go.
in surgery. That's all I have. Oh, hanging flowers that are going to go on the light posts. Catherine and I are going to try and work on that within the next couple weeks. She has to get with Jim for something.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll have them up by summertime.
I did forget to mention, I will not be at the June 18th town council meeting. So I regret that I will not be here then.
Another pontoon accident, I fear.
Could be.
Fair enough. Okay. Thank you. How about a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Anybody want to second that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.